Hello! Welcome to the Polyglot Files. My name is Michael, and today we're doing a video on Sumerian, a language that was spoken in Sumer, or the first known human civilization. I feel like it's been a trend in my recent videos to be talking about language in prehistory, as well as languages of the ancient world, and I think it might have something to do with the fact that I've been reading the book Sapiens by Yuval Noah Harari. This definitely isn't a plug for that book at all. I'm not getting any money by talking about it, but it's definitely been a source of academic inspiration for me lately. Anyway, Sumer was a civilization in what was known as Mesopotamia, or modern-day Iraq, and it consisted of city-states along the Tigris and Euphrates rivers. Among scientists, Sumer is considered to be the first known human civilization. Emphasis on the known. That means that the artifacts and excavation sites that scientists have found for Sumer are the oldest that they've found in history so far, suggesting that Sumer may in fact have been the first human civilization ever. Keep in mind that that doesn't mean that Sumer was concretely the first human civilization. That just means that we don't have any other evidence that predates Sumer so far. As such, the Sumerian language is considered the oldest recorded human language. Again, that doesn't mean that it's the oldest language, it just means that it's the oldest recorded. The oldest that we have records of. I just wanted to get that out of the way, because apparently it's a big deal to be the oldest, or the first. I mean, I guess that's true. Everyone wants to be the first. But not the oldest. Isn't that interesting? Anyway. But who were the Sumerians? What was their society like? What was their language like? Let's find out. The earliest traces of the Sumerian civilization date back to 8,500 years from today. These traces are in the form of what are called tells, or ancient settlement mounds, a man-made hill resulting from years and years of building and rebuilding on the same spot. The earliest known Tel El Ueli, belongs to Sumer and dates back to between 6,500 and 5,400 BCE. It is believed that Sumer was first settled by West Asian farmers who were able to cultivate enough food to become the first humans to stop their hunter-gatherer lifestyle and start a permanent settlement. The Sumerians referred to themselves as Sung Giga, or the black-headed people. At its peak, Sumer's biggest city, Uruk, may have had a population of between 40,000 and 80,000 people, and Sumer's total population may have reached as many as 1.5 million people at one time. The Sumerians were also the first to create writing. Sumerian cuneiform developed from pictographs, literally writing that was based on pictures and resembled real-world objects. This cuneiform was used to convey information about food inventory, trade, and similar accounting transactions. The earliest evidence of Sumerian cuneiform occurred on clay tablets and pottery found in Jemdet Nazar that date back to about 3,100 BCE. In fact, most of what we know about the Sumerians comes from the cuneiform that was found on some 500,000 artifacts that have been recovered from archaeological sites. We know that the Sumerians used pottery to create vases, bowls, and dishes. We know that the ancient Sumerians had beds and chairs, knives and spears and bows and arrows, and they used gold to make necklaces and collars. We also know that the ancient Sumerians loved music and they played flutes and lyres. We know that their marriages were arranged by their parents. The Sumerian society was also divided by social classes, and the Sumerians owned and sold slaves. And we also know that the Sumerians had a pretty relaxed view about sex and sexuality, and they enjoyed a beer every now and again. The Sumerian diet consisted mostly of lentils, barley, wheat, dates, onions, garlic, lettuce, and mustard that they grew on their farms, as well as fish and gazelle that they hunted. Their cuneiform also reveals much about their mythological beliefs, some of which people interpret as being contact between the Sumerians and extraterrestrial beings. No, this isn't going to be one of those videos. I'm not going to explore the topic about Sumerians maybe, possibly but probably not talking to aliens. As such, study of the cuneiform reveals that this was the first recorded human language and that these forms of writing date back to 3100 BCE. The Sumerian language itself was a language isolate, meaning that it was not clearly related to any language spoken at the time of its existence, nor any other language that has survived to the modern day. There have been theories trying to link the Sumerian language to modern languages such as Turkish or Tamil or the Bantu languages in Africa, but none of these links have been accepted by scientists. Further, the Sumerian language was an agglutinative language, meaning that a root word could take many prefixes, infixes, and suffixes to change its meaning or to add further grammatical information. It is also interesting to note that Sumerian may not have had a distinction between nouns and verbs. In fact, it appears that one word could act as a noun in one situation, but as a verb in another. For example, the Sumerian word dug meant both speech and to speak, and the distinction in meaning came mostly from context or added grammatical information. Further, Sumerian had a pretty small sound inventory of 4 vowels and 16 consonants. There was apparently no noun gender in Sumerian, 6 noun cases, and plurals were expressed through suffixes or reduplication. For example, the plural of the word mountain was just created by saying the word mountain twice. So, Kur meant mountain, but Kur meant mountains, more than one mountain. Even though the Sumerian language is known today as the first recorded human language, the Sumerian language began to decline and be replaced by the neighboring Akkadian language along with the fall of the Sumerian civilization. Around 1940 BCE, some 4,000 years after Sumer's establishment, too much farming had led to high soil salinity, or high amounts of salt in the soil, which led to population decline and left Sumer weakened and vulnerable to attack. The Elamites invaded, the Amorites took over, and Babylonia would rise in 1700 BCE, effectively ending the Sumerian civilization. The Sumerian language shared the spotlight with Akkadian for a while, resulting in a bilingual population, but it would eventually go on to become only a holy language comparable to modern-day Latin before dying out completely before the time of the Roman Empire. There are no modern descendants of the Sumerian language, but many archaeological digs have revealed much about the people who spoke it many, many years ago. Alright, that is a short overview about the Sumerian people as well as the Sumerian language. I know that there is a lot of information about this topic and there's a lot of competing theories about topics such as these, but I hope that this sparks a bit of inspiration in you. I also wanted to say too that we are getting very, very close to 10,000 subscribers, and once we reach those 10,000 subscribers, I will be doing a live stream Q&A. Feel free to leave those questions for the Q&A in the comment section. I will star them and remember to answer them during the live stream. Thanks a lot for watching the Polyglot Files. You can check me out on social media. I have a Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I will see you next time. Goodbye! I hope that was as satisfying for all of you as it was for me. I'm tired. Okay.